second team, this gets a little tougher. Now, of course, going up the list is still tough, but this gets a little tougher because a lot of players that could be in the first team and have arguments to be in the first team, but I think that there are players, at least in their position, that a little above them. So let's start at the guard position. I have CP3. Now, you look at the numbers and it's like, damn, like, CP3 is only averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. But this goes back to the impact that we were talking about. When you look at Phoenix is pretty much the same team from last year that, struggled mightily until they got to the end of the season and the bubble. And Chris Paul has unlocked something in the entire team, and now they're sitting second in the Western Conference. So Chris Paul, he's been incredible, and he's been Chris Paul. Chris Paul is arguably one of the greatest point guards to ever walk the face of the earth, and this is just another example of him being incredible. So even though his numbers aren't flashy, he is having a Chris Paul type season, and because of that, he is a sole reason why I'm not going to say sole. Why do I keep saying sole reason? He's a big reason why Phoenix is where they are right now. So I have Chris Paul as my point guard for the second team. I have Bradley Beal for my second team. Bradley Beal is second in the league in scoring. He averages 31 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. The reason why I have him second is because the success or lack of success, especially early with Washington. Now, I'm going to talk about this a little later, but I don't think that I don't think a team's record should really affect a player as far as getting on to the All NBA teams, but I do think that it can affect the seeding, I guess you could say, of where they sit. Because Washington is, of course, under 500, and how they started the season is the reason why he's not in my first team. However, Washington has been one of the best second half teams after the All-Star break. I think they're like top 5 in winning percentage as far as after the All-Star game. And a lot of that is because of Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. Like I said, for a long time in the season, Bradley Beal was leading the league in scoring. And this is the second year in the row that he finishes top 2 in scoring. Now, this should be the second year he made All-NBA team, but we're not going to talk about that. I just think Bradley Beal has been incredible the entire year. I think that he's arguably one of the best shooting guards in the league. And while I think I can't put him on my first team because of the team record, but I will put him on my second team because of the team record, if that makes sense. And when I say is, he has been incredible all year. He's had 60-point games. He's had a couple 50s. He's had a bunch of 40s. And the team is built around Bradley Beal. And like I said, you have to accredit him. You have to accredit Russell Westbrook for the success that they're seeing, especially after the All-Star break. And that's why I had to put him in my top. There's no reason why someone top 10 in scoring or the second leading scorer in the league is not going to be on my All-NBA team. That's just crazy in my opinion. So I have to put Bradley Beal in my All-Second team. I have Kawhi Leonard as my first forward in the All-Second team. He's averaging 25 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. The reason why, he's missed a lot of time, but when he is on the floor for the Clippers, he has been the Kawhi Leonard that we're used to. Kawhi Leonard's here's the thing about Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard doesn't have a flashy game, but he is tough. And when I say flashy, he's not loud, like he won't yell in your face. He's not, KG or anything like that. Now, he's not Tim Duncan, but he's pretty much a solid mix between them as far as personality-wise. I do think that he is arguably still one of the top few shooting guard, small forwards in the league. And of course, the reason why he sat out a lot of games is due to the fact of first what we saw last year in the playoffs, and they want their top two as far as the Clippers. They want their top two players, top three, because Serge missed a lot of time too. Top three players as healthy as possible, especially again after what we saw last year. But again, on the court, Kawhi Leonard has been incredible. So I have Kawhi Leonard as my first guard. Forward for the all second team. I have Giannis as my second. He's averaging 28 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Giannis is in the conversation for MVP. At least I'll probably put him top maybe 5 or 6. And Giannis is having a Giannis year. Now, if it wasn't for a lot of other players having incredible years, this could be Giannis's third straight MVP. And because of that, I have to put him. It's hard for me not to put him in my All NBA. Now, I had to go back and forth between if I was going to put him and another player in the All NBA. My first team, but as the cookie crumbled, he landed in my second. And that's no offense to Giannis. That's not saying he doesn't deserve it, because he definitely deserves it. So I have Giannis again. Giannis is this. This could be a really good year. This could be the year that Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks win it all. I mean, if you look at the landscape of the league, we'll have my predictions in another episode. We don't know what's going to happen with Brooklyn, especially defensively. The Philly, we don't know, even though, and a lot of people, that could be the toughest road. And of course, in the West is tough. They're going to beat each other up. So this could be a year for Giannis. And Giannis had an incredible year. So I have Giannis as my second team. And I have Julius Randle. Julius Randle as my center for the All-NBA second team. I mean, what we're seeing out of Julius Randle and what we're seeing out of New York, nobody except for probably New York fans or whatever could have saw this coming. I didn't think that New York was going to be good enough to be the fourth or fifth seed in the East. Like I didn't think we'll talk about this a little later, but I didn't think they were going to be good. So Julius Randle is 24 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. I think he's had the most triple doubles from a Knick since like 1950 or something like that. Anytime you land on that list and land on having more 30-point games or something, or as many 30-point games as Carmelo Anthony for the Knicks, you're doing something good. And that's so I had to put Julius Randle. There's no way that you can look at what the Knicks are doing and look at the landscape of the league and not put Julius Randle as an All-NBA player. Like, I'm not saying he's an MVP. I'm not saying none of that, but Julius Randle is definitely the most valuable player for the Knicks, and the Knicks have been incredible. So I definitely am putting Julius Randle as my All-NBA second team. So the All-NBA second team is Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Julius Randle.